Nice garage.
Oh, thanks. Wrong one.
I see you have a favorite color. Mike, how long has it been sitting here?
Since 2007, and I think I bought it in 2005.
And what was the story behind it? You found it?
It was, I was looking on Craigslist, and I found this 70, and I wanted it for parts.
For that one? Did you already have that one?
I had several.
Okay.
And so I found out about this car down in New Jersey. I gave the guy a price, he accepted it, I went down and picked it up. And he gave me this, the last time this was on the road was in 1977. And the farmer was, I said, why has it been sitting in your barn for so long? And he said, because my son screwed up. He had this car and he wrecked it.
He wrecked it?
Yep. He didn't the fender. He says, and I took the car away from him. And it's been sitting there ever since, next to the cows.
So from 77 to 2005?
Yep.
It sat?
Yep.
And it was in a barn, out of a barn? What was
In a barn.
Nice. So it's literally a barn find.
It was, and when I looked at it, you know, it was in pretty rough shape. And then the farmer comes out and he says, oh, by the way, I have all the parts. He had another fender, he had a front end. There was no damage to the frame whatsoever. It was just all body work.
Where was it hit? Where did he screw up?
This fender.
Yeah.
And I have, in fact, is that still running?
Yep.
Hold on a second.
You got the history of it or something?
Oh,
Pictures?
Sure.
Oh, look at you.
That's what it looked like.
Oh.
And you can see, he gave me a new door, gave me a new fender. I had all this already, and you can see how this is from the cows peeing. And so I looked at it, and I thought, well, I'm just going to part it out. And then, like I said, the more I went into it,
that it looked really good underneath, and you were like, hey, well, might as well just...
Well, let's fast forward real quick. Took the engine out, started cleaning it up, and that's what it looked like inside. It was all surface. Mice had gotten into it. And then I started working on her. And then we started painting it. Put a new tranny in, put a new engine in. Oh, no, actually, it's the original engine rebuilt.
You said it only has 27,000 on it?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. 27.
Nice.
537. And you can see down the bottom, I have 0 miles on it, but that's not true. I have 5 miles on it.
You drove it for 5 miles?
Yeah.
Is that after you had it painted and everything? What was the...
I had this all together. And the story, when I bought it, I was a Mac tool salesman. So I took it to a body guy that I knew to do this on the side, and I took all the pieces to him. He gave them back to me, and it was such a crap job. I sanded them all down, and I painted them myself. So this has got 2 coats of paint on it.
Is it just enamel or is it clear coat on top?
This is single stage
Okay.
enamel.
With no clear on it. So
No
it can be
clear.
wet sanded down.
What I was going to do before I decided to sell it was to scuff it down, put a coat of color on it, and then
Clear it.
coat it.
Just because like the little corners and stuff that got binked
Yeah,
and all
they're
that.
little things.
Gotcha. Awesome.
There is one problem with it.
Uh-oh.
No, it's this right here. My
Yeah.
wife dropped a ladder against it. That's the worst part of the,
They look nice though.
but everything else is good.
You
That's
said you
the
just
original
carpet in the floor.
carpeting, and you can see I painted underneath. I have all, in fact, this is original padding from Ford. I kept it as original as I could.
You put a headliner in it too, which is nice.
Oh yeah, the headliner's real nice. Your challenge is finding the holes where all the seat belts belong. But I have a book for you for that.
Oh, awesome. And eventually we'll get to the point, I'll bring you back when we get it all uncovered, and we'll go from there, see what you got.
Sure.
So that's before when you were taking apart what was in there?
Yeah.
Was this?
I did that.
Okay.
You know, I ground it down just to see what was under there and make sure there wasn't any pinholes.
And is that paint or is that like just tar or something?
It's that
Spray undercoating?
undercoater.
Yeah.
And then this is the old bucket, and this is
You redid it.
I redid both
Were
of
these
those.
were these just like the mice took out the foam and
Oh
everything?
yeah, they ate everything, the little bastards.
I know. It's
Pardon me.
it's our New England
And then I put the
mascot.
I put the
The firewall there.
firewall, which is they did not do back then. But you can see it's all painted, and that's put back together.
And the only thing that you had done was this section of the quarters,
Yes.
and the body shop did that
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Try to hustle along. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah. Now on the back, I have fiberglass for the gravel pan,
Okay.
but I'm going to give you a steel one,
Okay.
and it's NOS. And the front is fiberglass too. It's a repop. I liked it,
Yeah.
and it's easy to work with. It's got the lights already in it. It's ready to be put back on.
Let's go take a peek at the other parts.
Okay.
So these are the bits and goodies that
Yeah, there's a, but I have a really nice set of
tail light does.
tail light, so you don't need that. I don't think there's any,
There's the stock intake manifold that was on it. And,
yeah, this is mostly the 69 stuff.
Oh, okay.
So now there is something for you. I have some vinyl dye,
Oh, cool.
interior lacquer.
Did you use that in like the inner part of the doors or something already? Is that?
Yep. And I also have for you, if I can find it, where are you?
Is it paint?
Yep.
Oh, you said you had spray cans.
I have a couple spray cans that I had mixed up of the Wimbledon white. That is single stage and it works wonderfully. I've used it before.
Aerosol sand.
I'll have to find it. Oh, here it is.
Oh, cool. I could even spray that into a cap and use it as a touch-up too.
Yep. Yeah, it's a stock M code. Yep. Okay. Here's all your interior parts. That's the one door, the window is still in. The other door, this is all the parts for it.
Okay.
Got all the speakers. You've got everything's marked. Firewall, bumpers. These are important. These little bumpers and that stuff, they're hard to find.
There's also stuff that nickels and dimes you to death. You
Oh yeah.
spend $1,000 just chasing little
And you got all the rubber.
floor plugs.
Yep. These all work. They could use some touch up.
Is this what you painted it with
Yep.
that paint?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and it works really nice. You know, but this stuff I didn't have to do anything to. See, that's the interior.
The original.
And I haven't cleaned that,
Nice.
and that's how nice
Yeah,
it
it
is.
didn't get all water punky.
No.
Well, then again, it stopped being used when it was 7 years old.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And there's, I've got a rebuilt clock for you. I think that's the clock. Where's that?
Tack or the
Nope, it's a tack. The clock is in here. Yeah, there's a new clock set. all rebuilt.
Nice.
And,
And then behind you is the doors, the...
yep, this is yours. I was going to put speakers in the rear. There is a place for them, so you're going to get new speakers too.
the odd size too, like a...
6x9. Yeah.
Are they 6x9s? Or some of them had like a weird deck, like it was like a 10 by... They were like skinny and long.
I don't think so. I got the right ones, one way or the other. That's the original radio, the original stereo. And it wouldn't work. And the squirrels got in there, and there was little... You can still see there's one little piece.
I see it, yeah.
Got to get that out of there. But it wouldn't work.
It would
And then I
slide.
got all the pieces out,
Shook it.
and it worked.
You did it
So,
everywhere.
I was telling you about... Here's the nose piece that I redid.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I did it Eliminator style.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's what that is. And why do you see these? I mean, they came out really nice. This is a vacuum, rebuilt vacuum. You wanted to put a vacuum in there,
Yeah,
you go.
nice. Do you know?
Again, I went, you can see,
Oh, yeah, cool.
they're in great shape.
Yeah.
Now, and there's the side pieces, they're all redone. This is the other side. There's two of them, left and right, of course. And then this is a rim blow.
And just leftover stuff from other cars that...
Yeah, and I rebuilt it. It needs sanded and cleaned up, but this one I believe is a 70. That's extra set of gauges. Windshield, you need these. You may or may not use some of these. You're going to have a choice whether you want to put padded or plastic on the windshield.
padded.
It may or may not fit. You might have to change the screw holes. All this goes with it. All
Look
the
at you!
extra
Look at you marking all the hardware. Look at you marking all the sizes of all the hardware where everything was.
Yeah.
That's good.
And here's your underneath with the, and you can see I redid those.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all nice. So there's some little stuff you don't have to do. And this is the one that does not have
Anything in it?
and this one wasn't too bad on the orange peel.
Yeah. You can see it in the lower section here.
Yeah, yeah. And then this guy, that's the other door, of course. There's the seats. And they have not been cleaned.
That's how you take them out of the car and
Yep.
put them away.
Now, and there's, you can look at
The tag.
the tags, how nice they are.
Yeah, I'm surprised the mice didn't thrash that so bad.
No,
It took a
they
little bit of
didn't.
the ends, but that's
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
it, yeah. I was lucky.
Yeah.
And that's the back and the front. So. And then this is your NOS gravel pan if you choose to use it.
You've got a part number on it.
Huh?
You even got the part number sprayed on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. May 19, inspected 18 of May. Then I don't know what their code is. So you can have one, you'll have one of those.
That's the old seat covers down below in the crate.
Exactly. I kept them in case there's a little piece on the side.
Right.
Or
Yeah, you rip
rubber
something
or
later on, you
whatever.
can kind of pick away.
Yeah. And you got all, oh, you got good seat belts too. I got 3 sets of seat belts. And
So when I find my convertible, I have all the parts to go put that one together too.
I mean, there's shift pieces. I mean, this is all it's all parts and pieces. There's an extra set of vacuum hoses, which are hard to find. But there's a set of seat belts that are all wrapped up nice and tight. These are the
Just the return springs for the
Yeah, but I have a set that's already done, painted, cleaned.
detailed and
Yeah, you're ready to go. You know, and there's some hockey sticks. I had the hockey sticks redone, but you're gonna have some extras.
you don't see yourself putting another car together, so
No. In fact, the 69 is gonna go up for sale.
is it?
Yep.
Ooh,
40 grand.
package deal.
Huh?
Package deal.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen the engine yet, guys. We're gonna go take a peek right now. Got all the stuff in boxes. Let's do a little reveal. We're getting closer. Ready? That doesn't look like your average 50-year-old engine, all dirty and crappy. Looks pretty nice and clean to me.
Yeah, it needs a little dusty.
Dusty's much better than rusty.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what's nice. You know, this is not a rust bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, usually just big boogered holes up in the side here where by the shock towers and it's an AC car, which is nice.
Just you have all kinds of knobs, all the covers for the. You have new handles, new door handles, new winders. They're all new.
Let's go see what the roof looks like. This is the original top.
Yes.
Nice. I don't even see any little rust bubbles popping up anywhere. That's nice.
Oh no.
That's always a plus.
The roof was in excellent shape when I painted it. It was good.
Yeah, it's those roof pillar emblems, aren't they cool? Oh, you don't have pillar emblems on
They're just off right now.
Oh, they're not on yet.
First time out of the garage in it.
Boy, yeah. We got to turn that key.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go eyeball the other side.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one of us.
What's that noise? I don't know. Keeps happening though. If I cut you a hair, I'm gonna put the cable on it right there.
All right. I think we want to put something down in between here. Just for fun. I'm sorry, but there are a couple other dings in there that
Yeah, I see him here.
I'm discovering, sir.
Yeah, as you take stuff off, you can, over the years, you catch it here and there. It's the best place to try to put down to probably the front.
Yeah, I used to, I think there was a hook there, but it's not on there when
I think we're going to work on the suspension.
got it?
I think that's probably your best bet. It's not going to find us that hard anymore.
No.
She's probably going to roll on us. actually, I'll steer it up.
That's all right. Get this out of here so you can put the brake if you have. What would you like me to do?
Eyeball things to see how it's doing. Yeah, I'm way off on this ramp. You guys didn't tell me. Well, I made it back in one piece. It's the next day. I just kind of dropped the truck off and called it a night. Everything looked to stay intact and stay put. I just have to do a ton of unloading. So I think the future of this car is probably going to hang the pieces on it, get the door on it, the doors on it, align the fenders, line the hood, end caps, that kind of thing, and do a bunch of wet sanding and see what we have for paint that is already on the car. It's got some nicks and dings in it from sitting in the garage and just kind of moving around it. But it did come with the correct paint that it was painted with, so we may be able to, you know, touch up some areas and then wet sand over the top of them and have that stuff disappear. Well, that is for another day. Right now I'm going to go through the trouble of unloading everything. There's a piece or two, or 20, or 2,000. But need to be undone. The cab of the truck is full too. So I'm going to get all this stuff off the truck, and I got other projects that I want to move forward on and finish. Econoline, orange Econoline behind me. It's still doing the metal work on that before I start going crazy on this one. But at least this one does not need paint, hopefully, and we can get this one up and running. We just have to do a cold start and see what we have for a drivetrain. I took his word for it that everything's good. I have a feeling that everything is, judging by his character. And I want to again thanks Mike for hooking me up with this car. It's I'm really glad to have it. I got some stories to tell of my childhood with a car involving the same as this at some point, but we'll leave that for another day. With that, guys, I'm gonna go sign off. I want to thank you all for hanging out and doing a little treasure hunting with me. Till the next one, I'll see you. Bye. All right, I gotta see how much of the paint damage will come out. Just because. I should get the dirt off of it first, huh? Time for a rag. So I have 800 grit. What's the other one? 1,000. Let's go with 800. That looks like it's got some decentness to us. You're supposed to let the paper soak. There, it's soaked. I think it's got a bunch of that around. There's a bunch of nicks and dings all over it. Let's see how thick the paint is, you know, that we had to work with. Nice. That was the 800. That took very little effort. This paint, again, is, I think it's like 10 years old or so. 12 years old. It may all look much better than what I thought it would. Nope, that's just dirt in the rag. Supposed to be bike week this week, but we have no bike week. So everybody's just kind of tooling around. Might turn out just nice. All right, I'm gonna do the whole rear. I'm gonna wash it first, and I'm gonna do the whole thing with 1000 grit. You can see there's like a color difference right there, right there. Those are chips right down through the paint, so they're not going to come out. But let's see what happens. I'm just going to do the deck lid, promise. Yeah, sure. Let's see how that comes out. And 5 minutes later, again, the two nicks that we knew were down through the paint did not come out, but everything else did. And you can see the color difference. I think it's overspray. He said it was from something else that got on it. He knew he was going to wet sand the car anyway, so he wasn't that concerned about it. But I think that'll clean up and buff up really good. And we're going to try touching up those areas, let that dry up, and then wet sand and try to level them in with the rest of it as we dab in here and there. I still want to continue. But I'm stopping, promise. Maybe. And anybody who's ever owned an old Ford knows crossing the solenoid trick, which is going to be right there. So you want to jump that to that. This is the signal coming from the key, latches that relay, and this is power going down to the starter. So if we cross them, we should get a, there we go. Let's listen to it. Actually sounds like the key is off, but it sounds like it's got a little bit of spark. You hear ticking going on. Let's address whatever's going on with this. Actually, let's go throw a spark plug in it real quick. I thought I heard spark clicking. That's not a good sign though, is it?